point they just made.
This gentleman was exhausted in what I was saying. One of the other things I wanted to bring into the conversation is some of the commentary in and around oral engagement, right? So we had this conversation earlier about there being this.
If you go through the Bible,
cause you know how to be messy. They don't.
You let K put a battery in your back about 4. Same shit you preach about. What? Don't let the air.
Either of them. But if you want to pat yourself on the back and feel great, just send 10 cents a day, bro, to Kenya, bro. You'll be okay.
I'm already sending 30 cents.
Then you good, bro. Like, you're responsible for what you create. You created it.
I don't believe that.
It's yours.
I don't believe that.
Right.
That's where the crux is. I don't believe that. Like, what did you know?
Well, I mean, you believe some of that, right? You believe that if you have the child, you're responsible.
Oh no, of course. I just don't mean it stops there.
He also believes that he's responsible for everyone else's child.
But look, you can't take on responsibility.
Turnaround.
You can take on the responsibility like that, and that's fine. That's not even what my take is about. Like, shout out to the people who do take on responsibility, right? It's do you like the question of do you have to? Do you owe it?
Yeah,
no.
No. And that's where I think we do owe it to each other. You know what I mean? That's just where I'm at right now. Talk to me in a year. Maybe I'm in a different spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're just talking shit because you just left the little nigga. Go back, pick the little nigga. I don't know why did you adopt the little nigga? You just over here on Clubhouse with us because you fucking were fed up with the chick. And you did exactly what everybody would have done. I would have done the same shit. Would have done the same shit, bro. Like, it is what it is. You know, this is normal behavior. You didn't do anything wrong.
They're getting all these things, but they're going to a synagogue every Saturday, right? But they're not married on paper. They're religiously married. Same for the Muslim community in America. They're not married on paper, but they got a man in their house. They have 2 incomes and are still receiving government.
It is true that, you know, if you do feel that sense of responsibility, you could just get the kids' bank account and wire $1,000 a month.
Yeah. Without saying a damn thing to the mom.
It was zero about money, bro. Zero.
Oh, that's not about money. And how did that one practice?
She's good. She makes money. She makes a good amount of money. It's not about money.
I once had a date with a dude who I told him I adopted a kid, and he had like pure disgust on his face, and he's like, couldn't you just have given him some money instead? And it reminds me a lot.
Said that shit to you?
Yeah, and it reminds me a lot of this. I thought it was really sad. I thought it.
That's all I'm trying to say. Playing it.
24/7.
Netherlands crying to a boy.
It's too late for us to try to do something like that. It's something that should have been
original
way back in the days. If they were to even attempt to manipulate the dollar. It's too late for that. We do that with everybody in the United States would suffer as well as the local market. And it'd be bad for us.
Notice when he said, he was talking about the pharma. How many people in America, especially California, have known and go across the border to Tijuana and get that same drug for, like he said, 110, but he didn't mention Mexico. He mentioned I think it's France, or what did he say? Some other countries way in Europe or something. Oh, you get it a lot cheaper. Russia, I think he mentioned the prices. Oh, it's a lot cheaper. So he's having to fall into alignment. Because it's people, it's kind of like, he didn't want to say underground market, but underground market, well, you can't get anywhere else but right here, else it's illegal. Well, people will travel and leave the country and do whatever. And like over there, it's cheaper. Food doesn't have as much red dye and stuff in it. I gotta believe, is it RFK Jr. has a big effect on that conversation that he spoke out, because it's really hitting big pharma. Like, look, what are you doing? It's monopoly to just keep doing what you're doing. No, and stuff that I guarantee you that's at the core of that thought that Trump sells to us on the idea that, well, hey, prices are going to come down. Yeah, either that or a lot of businesses are going to go out of business if they don't. Nobody's wanting to get what you make anymore. They're going to find another way to get it done. Go all natural or whatever. And you better reduce prices, because it's just, as supply and demand economics, ain't nobody want what you're doing. But that's great. You're selling it to everybody. That's such a great thing, man. Bring the prices down. Thank you.
So, man, I rock with y'all a little bit. I just been listening a little bit. No disrespect to the room. May I speak?
Oh, of course. Go ahead. It's free.
Okay. What the brother said before me was absolutely right. I mean, I've been over to Barcelona, Valencia, Gandia, Madrid, London, Paris, Portugal. Their food processes are completely different. The medicals are completely different. And yes, we do need to switch over to holistic medicine. Because as we see, the CDC and the FDA don't give two fucks about none of us. I don't give a fuck who you are, how rich you are, how smart you are. I don't give a damn about none of that.
Kind of like
we're in a country where they don't give a fuck about you either, because they letting the FDA and the CDC do this shit to the people that in it, because they know that whenever we try any of their medicines, we are the guinea pigs, because they know nobody's body is the exact same. Our DNA is not the exact same. So they know that when we take it, whatever happens to us, that's what they're researching. We're the guinea pigs, and I'm still waiting on the doctor and nurse to tell me
have a one-on-one debate with this.
I don't want to talk to that bitch. I'm not talking to that. That's disrespectful.
Without side effects.
Fucker, she can sit her ass in the kitchen and make a fucking sandwich, bro. I'm not doing this shit. Yo, don't disrespect the fucking platform, man. Don't disrespect it, bro. You were asked a fucking question. I did nothing outside of what JB, what he would do, how he normally runs his room. You were probably triggered by the shit that I said, so you decided you want to come up and act like a fucking bitch, which nobody disrespected you. I never agreed with your opinion, nor disagreed. I asked you an objective, open-ended question based on your statement to start a conversation. Don't come up here and fuck.
Alright, so why don't we do this respectfully, guys? No smoke with Keegan or Nye. Hello, Father. Father, I'm going to move you down because you have a problem with mic control. I'll clear the stage and let's clear the air. You guys, Angie, would you like to clear the air?
Hi, JB. There's no clearing the air that I have. I was actually in your room. I did mention earlier in your room that I was going to redefine triggered, and looks like I did just that. And this gentleman is talking about someone disrespecting him, and in fact, I tried not to even speak to him. He forced me to respond to him, and I refused to. And so now I'm a bitch, a hoe, and everything else that kind of comes along with that, because I just wanted to share my opinion. I even made it very clear that I was in the chat, and I was debating on whether or not I should share my opinion. I said it for a little while in the chat, and I think someone else who was a mod in your space at the time was like, oh, you'd be surprised, come up and, share. So I was asked to come share a few times, and I was like, oh, give me a second, I'll just listen in a little bit more. And so what I came up, and I was was making some acknowledgement of was a lot of the things that I heard in the room so far. And I was like, a lot of the things that have been said haven't actually been said with a heart of honesty, right? There's no truth to what's being said. And I try to dive into some of those realities, right? And I gave an anecdotal example of something that I've experienced of being a mother of 6 children. And this gentleman decided that he wanted to ransack what I was saying, throw everything all over the place, and be like, well, why? And then I tried to walk around him and move around, and then he removed me from your stage, and someone else kindly brought me back up, but I just try to, move around this gentleman because he seems to have tones that, didn't really fit into the conversation. He seemed like he was taking personal shots from the straight gate, and I just wanted to walk around that. I wanted to be a genuine participant in the overall conversation, and I called out 3 points that I wanted to acknowledge. Didn't even get to any of those points because I got slammed by this gentleman, and now I'm a bitch, and he didn't think that we knew each other. So he's like, oh, this is how JB runs his space. And I'm just like, yeah, not really. I know JB. He doesn't run the space like that. So JB doesn't force anybody to, to bow to him, and if JB doesn't like what somebody's saying, he doesn't go off and boom the room and come back on the back gate and try to create a narrative. You're a liar, sir. You're a liar. In fact, I didn't say anything to you. I tried not to say anything to you at all. And you still tried to say stuff to me. So you defining me as being disrespectful when you're the one who's calling me a bitch and a hoe?
So
you're a liar.
I was in this room, JB, for I would say her entire submission, and you are being just as disingenuous as you're accusing him of. He did stop you to ask a question. I don't know what the crux of the conversations were, but he did stop you to ask a question and interject on your long statement. So, and then you said you were going to ignore him, and then you continued on, and he asked you again. So that's the play by play.
Forceful in getting someone to, they're scared to say something that it was an anecdotal example. It was an example that I was giving. It didn't even highlight anything that I was talking about, right? It was just an anecdotal example. So it literally didn't have anything to do with it. It was just something that I was sharing, and because I shared something personal, he wanted to think that he was going to. I've been in Clubhouse since season 1, okay? This was egregious basis on this application, so it's very he's an amateur. That's what he was trying to do.
Okay, so
I go there with him. I just didn't go there with him, Brad.
But you're engaging in the same.
And then what you guys try to do, and you jump on top of it.
I didn't do anything.
You tried to water down my chair and tell me, "Oh, you're going on and on." Jay, I talked about a total of a minute and 20 seconds of this man's time.
Angel, you're kind of in a matrix. Angel, you're breaking up.
Give me a second, okay.
So, I don't know what the conversation was before. I don't know what the topic of the room was. I just came in, and then she gave her speech. Sig did stop her to ask a question of why do you think this is the reason why, and she did go on for some period of time, and then
not for some period of time. Be honest, I wasn't even. You guys were speaking longer.
Just let him fucking.
Oh, there he goes again. You can't help yourself, can you?
You just cut him off. Shut the fuck
you're
up.
Special.
Shut up. This
you're special.
This is being a bitch.
You're special.
The man was talking. Let him talk. Nobody cuts you off. Go ahead, Brad. You got it.
And so 120 seconds.
Angel. Brad has it, Angel.
Let Brad finish.
You're literally showing everybody what the fuck you just did in the last room. You're showing your ass right now. You can't control yourself. Shut the fuck up. Let Brad finish, and you can respond after. Go ahead, Brad.
Yes. So, like I said, Sig asked that question, saying why is it that you think they ask you this thing? It was something about 6 baby daddies, and she ignored it. Sig repeated the question, and then she went to a different route. And then Sig said, "All right, I'm going to put you down. And since you're just wanting to filibuster or basically pontificate on the stage and not actually engage in a conversation." And Sig brought out the conversation fact of like, this is a room not to just give your one anecdotal spirits, but to actually engage in a conversation and have a conversation. Edward came off, and then he gave his pontification about marriage, beauty, and life. And Edward.
So Hakima, the Mojo show. I don't know if Roger's going to be on this morning, or if he's coming, or if he's going to create a room. I'm going to see if I can try to find his room. But this is the live show and the live analysis. This is pretty standard, typical Sig show, you know, with a hyperverbalized, insane woman. But again, this is a show about nothing.
Room. Come on, Brad. I actually fucking like you. I don't know, if you needed to touch a hard on today, but this guy has a hard on for me, and you're just stroking his shit.
Yeah,
be honest. Be fucking honest.
Somebody in the chat, I wasn't there, so I'm intrigued by what's going on. But somebody in the chat said Keegan was modded too. Keegan?
Somebody modded. I did not mod Keegan. It was only.
I didn't get modded. I don't know why.
And me were modded. Then all of a sudden,
he just came in for a brief second as a mod. Yeah.
Angel. When people are talking, shut the fuck up, sir.
Dude, I'm not gonna respect anybody.